gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
It's been like deja vu. This ain't feeling right. Cause it's been like deja vu. Feeling like it's been like deja vu. Don't know what to do. Should I let go of you? Deja vu. Don't wanna repeat of your love. I've had enough. Don't wanna repeat. You better prove to me tonight. Cause it's feeling like deja vu. Feeling like it's feeling like deja vu. This ain't feeling right. Cause it's feeling like deja vu. Feeling like it's feeling like deja vu. No.
Hello. This is the Queen of the Bronx, Aparona Cruz, and welcome to LDM Networks Out in the Open Talk Show. Listen, Frankie all day should be on his way, but we need to start the show, okay? So you like the look, we're celebrating St. Patrick's, You guys celebrate St. Patrick's? We do. The Puerto Ricans in New York City, in the Bronx, we celebrate every occasion. It doesn't matter, what it is. We celebrate it. Do you celebrate St. Patrick's, producer?
Not really, but I go out and hang out with them.
You don't celebrate Valentine's. You're going to celebrate St. Patrick's?
If I was a drunk, I would.
Back in the day, right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, back in the day, like I decorate my front door like for every season. Like I already got my Easter decorations from Dollar Tree. My St. Patrick's decoration is on my door, and after St. Patrick's Day, I'm going to recycle the decoration and turn it into like a witch's brew. The witches have this big old pot. So the decorations that I have from St. Patrick's, it has the leprechaun inside the pot. I forgot, cauldron? How you call the witch's pot? The pot that the witches use, producer, to do their spells.
Oh, wow.
The cauldron. I don't know if that's
Something
how
like
you
that.
call it, but I'm gonna recycle it for Halloween, and I'm gonna make it like the witch's boots, and she's being cooked inside the the pot. So we have to be very resourceful during the pandemic, and actually any day. So welcome to our show. I want to start the show out. There's been a lot of things happening in New York City lately, and I'm when Frankie gets here with his Bible, he'll liven up the mood. But I have to mention this beautiful lady in her 80s. She was a Broadway vocalist, a teacher. She taught many people how to sing, and many people that I know. And she was brutally attacked a couple of days ago in New York City by a white lady, and sadly she passed away today. So my thoughts and prayers to her, to her family. We were all rooting for her to survive this, and she passed away. So I'm very saddened about that. But on a happier note, they found the homeless killer. Also, they found the homeless killer in a different state. So he's being brought back to New York. And also the Museum of Modern Art, the slasher, the museum, we call him the MoMA slasher. He was found, I think, in Washington, D.C. or something. And he literally burned his room down, his hotel room, and they caught him sleeping on the Greyhound bus bench. So, I'm happy they caught these people, but I want them to catch that woman that pushed that elderly lady. She was on her way to watch a small play, and she was brutally attacked, and it's hurting me. It's hurting me because, as an artist, someone that I would love to reach that age, her 80s. I don't think I'm gonna see that, honey, but I know a lot of people that are that age that are still in entertainment, and also community leaders that are still doing their thing fighting for LGBTQ rights, and so, my hat to them, So, yeah, so it's Thanksgiving, guys. I was about to say, what do we eat for Thanksgiving? Producer, you eat cabbage and ham, whatever you. I mean, I don't know.
Thanksgiving? We ain't St. Patrick's moment.
Right, so we're gonna eat cabbage and ham hocks.
I don't know. St. Patrick's to me is a drinking day.
Actually, it's no, my mind is coming back. When I lived in Miami, South Beach, actually, we used to go to downtown Miami in this area that was all owned. It was like a German neighborhood with neighborhood bars and everything. It's all gone. It's all high rise now. But back in the day, we used to go there to drink green beer and a Reuben sandwich. For real. Picture me. Well, back then I was a Twinkie, a little Twinkie, going to this German bar with a big old, this glass was so huge that I couldn't barely lift it. I had to hold it with two hands like a pussy grabbing it. And I would drink that, and all these German guys would go, "You need help carrying that?"
Oh, my God.
And I used to go every year with some friends of mine. We used to, just go and frequent that German bar. But, gentrification took over downtown Miami, honey. So all that area got torn down. Beautiful high-rise buildings all over that area. So that's my St. Patrick's Day memory flashback from back in the day, because that's when I really celebrated it. When I used to go to that German, it was a German bar, but they did the Irish thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
So they used to do it there because there was no other place to do it in that area. Because there was a whole bunch of, there was like the gay club Cactus, which is gone. So they did it at the German bar. I used to go, grab that big old cup, honey, and I was like, oh my God, this is so heavy. I'm gonna hurt my wrist, my wrist. You know what I'm saying? So so we're here today celebrating St. Patrick's, and I know Frankie all day. He's stuck on traffic. It happens, especially on a busy day, because in the evening this area is so freaking busy. Not me. I get here early, plaster my face, honey, and just look pretty and wait. So I want to give a special shout out to our locals in New York City that are watching us. Renato, how are you? Happy St. Patrick's Day to you as well. What in Spanish they call it Feliz San Patricio, right? Patricio. I don't got my reading glasses. Feliz Patricio Day. And then also Rose. Hello, Rose. How are you? Happy pre St. Patrick's Day. Who knows? Maybe I'll have a beer. I'll be butch for a day and have a beer. Lies. I don't drink beer. I drink more vodka. Oh, you can't mention vodka now, producer. Everybody's throwing away their Russian vodka out the window, honey. Bring them to me.
I don't understand what the heck people.
You know what I'm saying?
Is.
You think I'm gonna throw in you know how much a bottle of vodka costs? Even the cheap ones are expensive. Mm-hmm. So I was watching that in the news. It gave me another flashback. It gave me a Donna Summers flashback when all the gays hated her. And they did a bonfire back in the day. Google it, youngins. You don't know about this. And they did a bonfire with Donna Summers LPs and albums when she became, at one time, she turned her back on the gays. And the gays were the ones that made her famous, honey. So, people throwing away their vodka. Honey, don't throw away your vodka. Inbox me, and let me see. Maybe I'll hop on Frankie O'Day's Uber and pick it up.
You never know, right?
Hello, Sean Graham. Sean Graham is a dear friend, and he's also one of my helpers for Bronx Pride Festival and Health Fair. To drink green vodka. Do they have green vodka? I have no idea. But honey, food coloring works, honey. I heard of green pancakes. I remember a couple of years ago, I actually did green pancakes. On the batter, I just put green food coloring, and it became green, pancakes and stuff like that. But the green
maybe
beer,
I'll do
I
that
haven't
this
had green beer in years.
St. Patrick's. Maybe I'll do that. Green pancake.
Green pancakes, do it for your son. I know he'll enjoy it. Green pancakes. You know what they also do, producer? You're not gonna believe this. They literally put they boil eggs, and they actually I think they use a dye, and it makes it green inside. Don't ask me how it's done,
Yeah,
but I've
seen
seen
the
it
green
happen.
eggs. I seen the green eggs.
Yeah, I seen green eggs and ham and stuff.
Yeah.
From Dr. Seuss. So yeah, we need to celebrate. We need to celebrate every occasion because we've been going through it a lot these past couple of years. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm feeling my oats. My birthday's only a couple of months away, and all my events too. And I'm just excited that daylight savings time officially happened. People still waking up late, and someone told me that they made a mistake that they turned the hour backwards, and I'm like, so you're an hour early,
And if they Latin, they were still late.
and they were still late. No, it wasn't Frankie all day. So I remember I used that excuse one time when I was working in a resort in South Beach. That I used that excuse that I forgot to set my alarm clock, and they told me, well, you had to be here an hour earlier than if you didn't set your alarm clock. If I didn't switch my clock, and I was like, damn, they caught me. Actually, half of the waiters at that time used the same excuse. They forgot they had to do that. They had to do that in the fall weather when we fall back. Because that's when you put your time an hour backwards. But I used to use that excuse. I used to get caught all the time from my former bosses. Oh, yes, green pasta, Reinaldo. Green pasta. I've had it. I had green pasta. I wish I could see if anybody's watching on YouTube. Hello, YouTube world. Hello, Roku. Green pasta. I haven't had green pasta in a long time. But I actually did one time green rice. Yes, I did. I did green rice. I did green rice one time. Green rice. It was green rice. I put food coloring one time on a Irish on a St. Patrick's little dinner that I did. I put green food coloring on the champagne. And everybody was like, Apple, what is that? I'm like, champagne, it's green. You drink it. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So, I'm excited. I'm feeling my oats. I'm feeling cont. And Pebbles, how are you, my love? Do you celebrate St. Patrick's Day over there, Pebbles? Because I know, every artist said we celebrate everything, darling. We're celebrating everything. St. Patrick's Day, we celebrate everything. But I want to talk about, I want to go to RuPaul Drag Race for a second. I know Frankie's going to talk about it. I saw the episode, the Lip Sync for Your Life, season 14, the Lip Sync for Your Life. Because they did the Snatch game. It was the worst Snatch game ever in New York City. But I think I'm hearing Frankie all day walking in. So I'm going to wait until he sits down so we could talk about that with him, okay? So let me take a little quick... Is he there? Okay. So I'm going to wait until Frankie gets here so we could talk about that Snatch game. That Snatch game that it has never happened before. You like to celebrate all the fun stuff. Same here, Pebbles. I celebrate everything. It doesn't matter. What the celebration is, as long as it's positive. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we need an applause right now. Producer, put the applause. Put the sound effects applause. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome my season 2 co-host, my darling friend, Frankie Ante. He always makes an appearance.
Darling, I'm here. With St. Patty's Day, I couldn't come without the liquor.
How you doing?
How you doing? Hello, world. I have made it.
You made it, and you're wearing that beautiful shirt.
Well, yeah, you know what? I was kind of uncertain that we were going to be able... Sorry. Can we hear me, producer? I'm sorry. I was kind of uncertain that we would be able to pull off the St. Patty's thing today.
Yes.
And so I'm glad you did it. You look
Hello.
amazing. So I got this because it's green, but also I'm Puerto Rican.
Exactly.
My mother's Irish, so I thought it was like a play on
because he's
a play on me.
He's a mutt like me. I have family that we have African descent. We have Spaniard descent in my family. My mom always told us, never say you're Puerto Rican. You have to mention all the backgrounds because we're not pure 100%.
I mean, I
You know what I mean?
guess, yeah.
So welcome,
We're a
so what's
mixture.
going on?
Can we hear me? I'm a little scared. Can we hear
Can
me?
you hear
The
Frankie?
producer's not even looking at me. He said, I'm
Producer?
looking at him because he's late. And I'm not getting
You're
a-
not late.
I'm
You're,
not-
you're not late. You're fashionably late.
I'm not getting a finger. Okay, we got the finger. It was a fast finger. But hi. Sorry. You know what? New York sucks because COVID is over.
Yes.
So COVID is over for now. Thank God, hopefully forever. So all you buffoons who were not in the streets before, you got the first hot day today, and y'all are out there in droves.
That's what I was saying. That the traffic is, especially in this area, this gentrification area.
It's crazy.
It
Anyhow,
is. Anyhow.
let's get this party started, can
Yes,
we?
honey, let's
I
go.
bought the girl a drink.
Oh, let's do this.
A drink. It is called in honor of St. Patrick's Day.
Okay.
And they say St. Patty's too. So
St. Patty's.
I think it's a non-binary holiday. I don't know if that's right.
I don't
Boy or
know.
girl. St. Patty's, St. Patrick's. But shout out to all my non-binary family out there. We love you. This is supposed to be called a fuzzy Irishman.
Okay. Fuzzy.
And I love a fuzzy man. I gotta say, I love
Well, I
a
haven't
fuzzy
been with
man.
an Irishman in years.
And I heard Apple talking about green things. So this was supposed to be green, but it was very hard to find green food coloring
Yes.
in the neighborhood.
Yes, yes.
So hopefully the producer made us look green. It's gonna come out. Oh, it kind of looks pink up there.
It looks pink.
So it's something. But yeah, it's a fuzzy Irishman.
Yes.
It has, for the folks out there, I kind of made it on a budget, so it should have peach schnapps and vodka. But I just did peach
It's
vodka.
gonna taste amazing.
I did peach vodka.
Your
and then you have
cocktails always taste amazing.
thank you, darling. And then you have orange and pineapple juice, but because we're from the Caribbean, I added the banana.
Yes.
So that's banana.
Okay.
And I forgot the cherry, but you know what? We don't have any cherries,
I'll
darling.
give you my cherry. It's been a long time.
It's kind of brown and shriveled now. But
Withered.
here, let you get a little sip of that. Wet that jaw up. You did an amazing job without me here. Not that you need me here, but I just never go watch it without you. So kudos to you.
You was able to watch it?
I was watching in the cab that was going 20 miles per hour. I was like, God, like, when I get an Uber, I want a 25-year-old something. I want a 25-year-old Dominican because
You want to phone a cop that's an Uber driver?
oh my
'cause they
God,
go, "Shh."
if I get, a shout out to my immigrant family who comes to here. I want to get in the cab with you. You don't know the streets. You follow all the rules. We're in New York. You cannot follow the street signs. You'll never get anywhere. You cannot follow anything. It's like kill or be killed. Right?
Because this area is changing so much around this area with the gentrification that the traffic has skyrocketed, even in the side street here. Since season
and
one,
it's too
a big
much.
change.
Y'all out there who are complaining.
couldn't take it.
Those people out there who complaining about the gas. Stay your behind home. Get out the street. You driving around the blocks, cruise, like walk. Take a walk. Like get out the street.
I agree. A lot of people that are complaining about the gas have no place to go.
Nothing. They just want to be out trying to look cute in the car. They pay too much for and can't pay their light bill.
Holding a title.
Just to lean on the side and blast your music way too loud. Like go back in the house. Go back in the house. Be more productive with your time. Hey, cheers.
Salud. Thank you so much,
Cheers.
darling.
Salud.
Thank you.
So as Apollonia mentioned, how was it?
It tastes
How was
delicious.
it?
Tastes
Yeah.
delicious, yeah.
As Apple mentioned, I have my Bible here.
Yes,
I have my
Bible.
little things in here.
Yes.
I'm kind of glad that I was, tardier today. Hey, Steven.
At least your
because-
lateness was better than the snatch game.
Oh my God. Absolutely. Which, yes. So that was the first thing today. I was gonna say thank God for the lateness because there was not very much to find to talk about this week, and I was like,
yeah.
I would have to talk to you and
But you
No,
know
teasing.
that me and Frank can talk about anything. When we're behind the scenes, we talk about anything.
But yes, to what you said, the RuPaul's Drag Race. I'm gonna take these off because it's dark. The RuPaul's Drag Race. They like Sir Elton John
they're
glasses,
really
right?
cute. I like them.
Thank you. So I just brought them. Looks snazzy.
They look really cute.
This week's show, as in this season for me, is so forgettable
I forgot the names.
in every way.
I was gonna make a controversial comment, but I can't because I'm a
But,
community leader activist, and then I want to get canceled. But Look,
Look, they're always trying to cancel
Lord
people, and actually, it's
Jesus.
probably being canceled today day that you skyrocket in your success. Because
I really want to make the
people
comment,
like
but it's gonna
stuff.
be controversial, so I'm not gonna do it.
But it was forgettable. They had the snatch game. It was a tragic mess,
It made
right?
history.
Tragic,
It made history.
tragic mess.
It made history.
I was so looking forward to the Drew Barrymore and
Yes. Poor
and Willow.
thing.
Willow is it Willow, right?
Oh,
Yeah, Widow Pill.
Willow Pill.
Is that her last name? The Pills is still the last
Yeah.
name? Okay.
Yeah,
So the
she's-
Willow
she's
Pill.
adorable.
She's adorable and so
She had to go crazy.
talented.
She had to be calling E.T. I see. Just like that. Something crazy.
You know what? A little side note, I told some friends of mine, Willow Pill reminds me of Lady Clover Welsh 30 years ago. Like, that's who she looks like. She
Aw.
is so cute. Because
She's adorable.
if you know Lady Clover Welsh, she's
Yeah.
so just cute and different in her
Known as
drag.
also
and so
Lady Clover
sweet.
Honey.
Huh?
Known as Lady Clover Honey.
Right.
also.
There's many
Yes.
dimensions
Yes,
of,
yes.
of the drag name this week.
And
But
you have mentioned that before.
oh, did I say that about Willow Pill? Hi. Did I mention that about?
Yeah,
about
but,
her?
you mentioned it to me on a private level, on a personal level.
Oh, that's what I said. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was beautiful because Lady Clover Honey is a darling, and Willow Pill, she has a good heart.
She is really sweet and really smart. But she mega failed this week.
She
It was
bombed.
epic failed. Sorry, it was epic fail.
E.T. from home, get the hell out of here.
Then we had Ozzy Osbourne on there. I didn't think that, and that was Diabetes who did Ozzy Osbourne. I didn't think that she was so terrible, but they didn't love it.
No, she was not bad, but she had to exaggerate because Ozzy's known for his exaggerations. Plus a bat, she had to get a freaking bat, bite the head off.
Well, she stood out to me because the rest of them were just womp, womp.
Even my favorite, even my favorite one, oh god, the one that I think is gonna win.
Oh, Angeria.
Yes, even she bombed. Couldn't believe it.
Don't you think that they really just like thought too hard about it? Like there were easier people to pick that were more fun to be on the Snatch Game. Like one I want to talk about because I know it was a comment you made on the show a few weeks ago. Gorgeous Georges.
Yes.
And she didn't have it, but it was the other Melissa. The other Latina who got voted off. But you were saying, oh, you know what? The accents, they're just too strong. Like, get over it. Like, stop
because
it.
they're over
But this
exaggerating.
girl, Gorgeous Georges, who was just like not winning the challenges, she was doing poorly at the acting challenges. This was her moment. This was her moment because she could have been Gucci.
She could've done something
Chado.
crazy.
Like, why did she pick that girl that I don't know what that girl had nothing
Jesus.
going for her? Like,
No.
So she really like did a huge disservice to herself because that could have been really her moment to shine.
Exactly.
Then
exactly.
Bosco with that education woman. Womp,
No,
womp.
no.
It was just a really poor episode, and the girls just did not do well.
Horrible. Listen, I just tagged Michelle Visage. Hopefully she'll sneak in here and and hear us because this is
Yeah,
Mwah,
so
mwah, mwah to the
so
producer's wife.
Deja Sky was the winner. Deja Sky was the winner.
Yes,
she did Little John.
she killed
and she
it.
was amazing. She so deserved it.
So I didn't even know who that character was, honestly.
Right, he's not even well. I guess he's a character. His
a
his
persona,
own
he's
right.
full of
Yeah.
life.
He's a rapper from Atlanta.
Oh, no wonder.
So what happens now is all the girls are lip syncing next week, which is deserved. They should all lip sync, and I probably would say that because the last 2 weeks we had no eliminations.
Yes.
That at least 3 people are going home
It
next
could
week.
be. Yes, I have a
think
feeling.
3 people are going home next week.
Because listen, you know what gets to me, Frankie? That it's season 14. I don't want to hear no excuses about the Snatch Game character because you have to have that already when you apply. And the sewing challenge. You know, I'm always saying that. Season 14, come on, guys.
Well, not all, yeah, and just to add on to that, watching the show, a lot of the comments that the cast members are making too, where it's just like, oh, it's the acting challenges, that are hard. Oh, it's this photography challenge that's hard. And make a note, any queens out there, if you are doing drag these days, it is an entire package. And I have some friends, some people in our own circle, who do drag, that I just think like, yeah, you're great, but it's kind of one dimensional. It doesn't go anywhere.
One note.
Yeah, one note. Because you just think, oh, all I gotta do is be pretty and sexy. That is not the end of it. You have to be uber talented in every way even to do drag. Because you figure when you want to turn different looks and things, you gotta know the history of things. That helps.
course.
You gotta know the stories, what's our history, but the background on all these things. Like you have to know the culture of a lot of things because it's definitely gonna fuse so much more into your artistry.
And a lot of these girls are gonna get booked up their ass around the country, around the world. And if you're gonna compete on Drag Race, you need to be ready. You know what I'm saying? No fried wigs. You know what's a fried wig, right?
Yeah, over
Make sure rest
processed.
in peace. Remember Sahara Davenport? Make sure rest in peace.
Yes, I know. I know
That she
you
was
now,
wearing
and all the
fried
love
wigs.
to you. I
And
won't make the mistake today.
I wish her rest in peace. I loved her. We worked together all over New York City. But she was wearing these fried wigs, and everybody was making fun of her. I'm like, no, but I worked with her, and she never looked this way.
No, yeah,
know
no,
what I'm
no.
saying?
I mean, also that's another part of it. When you're doing the looks, like turn the looks. Like you have to shave your forearms when necessary. You have to put those Presto nails when necessary. You have to give the entire look. So, for instance, if you don't wear nails, like I said before, wear long gloves.
Exactly.
If you don't want to wear shoes, wear a long dress covering them. Today, I took a page out of a drag Bible. I left my tacky gel at the hospital. And I was home, and I had to use Elmer's glue.
What?
Yes.
Get out.
Yes.
No.
So I mean, it'll come off. It'll wash off. Don't worry.
Oh my
Don't
God,
worry.
that is
It's not that Gorilla Glue,
funny.
but I had to use Elmer's
Are you
glue.
serious?
I'm so serious because I had to get my edges just right, and I
Oh,
left.
that is so funny.
I left. My gel stuff that
Well,
I like.
I'm
is
gonna
the
share.
thing.
I'm gonna share also something that happened to me. One time I take off my makeup with baby oil, right, and then I wash it with Iris soap. One time I left my baby oil here, and I had nothing to take out my makeup, and I used Masola cooking oil to take off my makeup.
Oh well, I mean, hey, look. Sometimes you may run out of
We
certain.
have to be resourceful.
Sometimes all of us may have run out of a certain item that we needed at a certain room in the house. I had to use a sock, so we get it.
One time I took off my makeup. No, true story. When I used to work at Lucho's Place in Queens, New York, a legendary club that's been closed for a while, I took off my makeup with lube.
Hey, look!
I did.
It's liquid. It works. One thing I want to just close with the RuPaul's conversation is that what I really love, and I think is so amazing, those of us who are following the show and watching this year,
Yes.
is that you see all these drag queens are, and they're from the community of, at every level, whether it's LGBT, IQ plus,
XYZ, yeah.
all those things. But their families, a lot of them, there's some that aren't, but a lot of them, it's so beautiful to see their families are so supportive and so accepting of them in every way, in their LGBT-ness, in their drag queenness, all those things. I think that's a really beautiful thing that I hope people, are picking up and taking away from the show. I think it's really, truly amazing.
I'm very fortunate, Frankie, that I've been in this business since the early 1990s, and before that, I was a club kid. I used to, dress female stuff and really macho stuff. I used to, gender bender, whatever you call it. I'm using that term now. Look, and my mom and my family were very supportive, and every time I came on Spanish television, I would, hear my mother, "Oh my God, that's my son." The only one that didn't like it was my deadbeat birth dad. He didn't like it.
Who?
Him.
Who?
And you know where he's at? Where he belongs right now. Now, let me stop. He passed away from COVID. Rest
Well,
in
you
peace.
look so cute in
Thank
your
you, thank you.
leprechaun hat and all your
Yes,
green hair. Like you
yes.
really turned it. You had the tablecloth out. Like
I understood the
turned
assignment,
it.
bitch.
You did. You got it.
And I left you a message because I had a green hat for you, but you never responded back.
I'm sorry, I just had a really crazy day. But I wanted to tell you about St. Patrick's Day.
Yes.
Just a little, tidbits about it. But St. Patrick's Day started from a saint whose name was Patrick, and it commemorates when Christianity was brung into Ireland. But nobody cares because all we want to do is get drunk on St. Patrick's Day,
Exactly,
right?
and drink green
No
beer.
one cares about Christianity. Well, they do, but we don't. So cheers to that. And I think it was very interesting. It says like I was trying to find decorations today, even to bring to the show. I couldn't find one. Now, if you want an Easter bunny, there are Easter bunnies down and eggs, all that nonsense everywhere, and I don't even
Yes.
like Easter.
You don't like Easter?
No, but we'll talk about that on the Easter show.
Okay.
But the St. Patty's decorations were not to be found. The green food coloring, not to be found. Like they were just like, okay, it's St. Patty's Day. The only people that care about St. Patty's Day, I'm got kind of fast. My Latino tongue came out.
the gays.
La, la, la. And the bars care about St. Patty's Day. Otherwise, no one cares about it. And what I found some tidbits about St. Patty's Day is
Yes,
that
yes.
St. Patrick, he was British. He was not even.
He was British?
He wasn't from. I can't do Ireland. Sorry, he wasn't from Ireland. He was British. The church, I guess, in part of trying to make him a saint, they said that he had rid the country of snakes.
Okay.
But it comes not as a surprise, but snakes don't inhabit Ireland at all. There are no snakes to be found
no
there.
snakes in
They
Ireland?
made the whole story up. We love you too, Enrique.
But I have to counter that because I did it. I had an affair with an Irish guy bodybuilder back in the day. Honey, he had a snake.
He had a snake. He had a snake. But to your point,
Yeah.
it was there was the church.
Oh,
It was the church trying to rid the snakes out the country, like they still do. Want to stop the snakeage, you know. So I got it. I totally got it. And I know you were talking earlier to the La Loma back here, and you said that he eat ham and cabbage or something,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Well,
green
one of
eggs.
the things that's like, you know, a common known food for St. Patrick's Day is this corned beef and cabbage.
Yes.
But it's not even an Irish dish; it's an American dish.
Exactly.
In America was the first place to have even an Irish Day parade. You know, I guess the beginnings of consumerism, right? Oh, I thought this was really cool. So this is actually a factual story. So back in the 1900s, oh look, we have a leprechaun. He's twerking. He's twerking. Hey. He's twerking. He's kind of cute.
Oh, he took him out.
Do you have his number? He's kind of cute there.
Do you have producer? Do you have a single leprechaun and put him on top of the table?
You can sit on there, darling.
I know, right?
So in the 1900s,
Yes.
there was a food shortage in Ireland. There were 1 million people who died over there, and so 2 million people, Irish people, fled to the Americas. But when they got here, it says that the Americans looked down on them as disease, as unskilled, and draining the welfare. And I thought that was so interesting because, like, today, what has changed? We still do this to anyone coming into America.
Exactly.
And
Except in Miami, when the people come from Cuba on the boats, the Cubans welcome them with open arms, welcome them, then have a house for like in a month.
But I would say, if you ask me, it's the Americans who are diseased, unskilled, and draining the welfare. That's what I say. Can I get a drink on that?
Amen.
So happy St. Patrick's Day.
So Frankie, you know, I love him to death. So I'm gonna plug. You know, he has an upcoming show in June. So tell the audience, the ones that haven't heard about what you're having.
All right, so most of you out there know me, and I love you for the love you give. And you know that I'm a singer. I perform at all of Appleton's events where I'm not busy doing other things.
Yes.
But I am producing my 3rd concert this June. It's going to be in my hometown of Philadelphia, which is incredibly exciting and fulfilling for me to do. After 15 years of being here and leaving my family, who I adore, you know, it was very hard to leave them and be here. But I'm going to be there in June. I have an amazing concert. I have some amazing performers, some incredible surprises. There is so much going into this. Like, it means everything. It's my blood, soul, sweat, and tears, all that right now, which is probably part of the reason why I was extra tardy today, because I have a lot happening.
Because I would love to go to the event, but where the hell am I gonna stay at? In the park bench?
So if you're driving to Philly, pick up Apple, carpool her. But anyway, more importantly, go to my social media pages. My Frankie All Day 77 fan. Well, that's Instagram.
That's the
Frankie
Instagram.
All Day 77 on Instagram. You can also go on the Facebook, which is the Frankie All Day fan page. The link is there. get the ticket. If you can't come to the show, it's a simple donation. Support your community. I'm your community. Just buy a ticket. It's $25. Go on there. It will be so appreciated, and it will go towards, the expense to pay my
course.
performers and things. So thank you for
Because
that.
it's gonna be knowing knowing how you work, darling.
Yeah, well,
I know how this thing right here works, so I know that every penny counts that he could get from.
well,
selling those
and also
tickets.
I named this show after my mother, Mary Jane.
and that's a beautiful.
So it's called Mary Jane's Child, just for you
Yes,
out there. Mary
yes.
Jane's Child, the concert. So
I
please
love that
go on my
title.
social media. If you can't come, I appreciate that.
Donate a ticket to someone else.
So I know you were up earlier. You were talking about what was the sad story you gave? There was a homeless woman, an opera woman.
No, she was a Broadway vocal coach,
I had it.
and
So she was homeless because entertainers in New York City are homeless. But
Well, no, she's
I'm being funny.
a lady in her 80s.
Struggling.
So she left the rehearsal because she has an upcoming show that just started. And so she was going to support someone else on a small theater, I believe. So when she was walking to it, this lady that looks like a white lady beat her up or something like that. They haven't shown the actual video. They just showed the lady walking from it. The lady has long hair, but I wish I knew more information about that.
Well, I only asked you that because I was gonna segue into a couple of not so fun topics, but very important. So just an update. All I can say, there wasn't much about it this week, but that bill we talked about on a couple of previous shows recently, the Don't Say Gay bill in Florida, it's going strong. But you know what? The community is coming out. They're not having it. There are celebrities coming out. They're speaking hard on it. Our friends here in the Bronx, people that we perform with, are creating very creative ways. Let's just say,
Yeah, I
even making
understand.
videos and things, and they're not having it. So I can see that, this bill is going to be over before it even hits. And just anyone who hasn't heard of it, please look it up. Please sign the petitions. This is important for the children. It's for the kids.
Because that's going to affect the whole country, correct? Not only Florida.
Well, it's Florida, but
Because then other states catch on.
they do because actually I saw something. I didn't look into it a lot because it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
But Georgia, which is not far from Florida either, far enough. But they're also proposing the same kind of bill. But please look that up. That Don't Say Gay bill. That's not the actual title, but it's been dubbed that. I think it's called the parental rights
Yes.
something bill.
The gays in Florida, my gay friends and entertainers in Florida are not having it. And they are planning a lot of protests about that because there's a large gay population in South Florida.
Well, you know what I was thinking today, Apple? It's just they don't want to talk about in primary schools about sexual orientation. But I am certain that there'll be other topics they're speaking about that it's just it's going to talk about marriage, just say. something, and they'll say, oh, a man and woman. And for me, it's you know what? That needs to be looked at. That's just one thought I had. I mean, this is going to trickle, or have a domino effect that really should be looked at in all accounts, because there are things we probably haven't even thought about, but if you sit and think about it, that, it may touch on like sexual orientation. And it's
understand.
if you can't talk about sexual orientation in, the realm of the LGBT community, it's just then you can't talk about it at all.
Exactly.
And this is gonna hinder education. And I just don't understand. It's just I think the one thing I can always think about now, and I'll say this in 30 years or more, you people out there are pathetic. Some of you who are watching are pathetic.
Kaput!
You have lived through this pandemic or whatever it's been, but whatever your views on it, it was one of really horrific, traumatic, disgusting time for us. And now we're 3 years in, it doesn't even matter. The fact that you're sitting here and you're still so just closed-minded and you haven't elevated or opened your mind to anything. You haven't found a mustard seed of compassion for anything, knowing the blessing that it was to come through that shit. And that's how I gotta say it, because that's how ridiculous it was. It's just really disgusting that people still are sitting here today. I'm not saying it should have changed everything, completely. But if you haven't found an ounce of compassion or understanding somewhere in your person, you're pathetic. You are a pathetic individual.
Amen to that.
Like it just infuriates me. And part of this thing, this thing too is just like in Texas, Texas, they're trying to push a bill, and we spoke about this last week, about the trans community. They want to say that any individual under the age of 18, that if their parents, consent, that they can have the therapies, like especially the meds, like the puberty blockers and the hormones and whatnot. They want that to be defined as child abuse,
which is
the
ridiculous.
The same thing as a person who beats on their kid and puts cigarettes out on them. They want this to define these parents to these children. And over the past week, some of the updates on it is that the president, he spoke on it. But what they're saying down in Texas is just like he spoke on it, but it hasn't stopped anything. Like these investigations are still moving forward. Thank you, Terrell from Facebook, for the agreeing. And they're really harassing these people. And part of what I read is just like, they're saying now. So there's a story that was in this article I read where this individual who's a trans individual, and he went from female to male, is 18 years old now, is in college, and because this bill passed, they're saying they have the right to still investigate any parents of a trans child, because if they find that you did these therapies before they were 18, you're still guilty. And that's like lynching without lynching. That's harassment. That's all of those things. Like it's like, come on now, really?
Listen, let me tell you something, Frankie. For those parents that have kids that are not trans, you better thank your living souls for that, because you're not on these people that have transgender kids. I shared the story years ago when I hosted the last marriage equality march in New York City before it became law, that I saw these little girls. They were beautiful little girls. And the mother told me, no, these are trans girls. I'm like, what? And I was like, Barbara Walters asking questions. And they told me, since they were 4 years old, they were telling me, don't dress me up. I'm not a boy, I'm a girl. So who's gonna argue with these parents?
If you're gonna make child abuse that easy, then there are a lot of parents out there who are child abuse. Your kids who are 50 pounds overweight, child abuse. Your kids that are left home because you don't have 2-parent household and they're only 9 and 10. I've been one of them, and you had to go to work, child abuse. You parents out there, giving your kids medication for whatever, or even you parents who are saying, your child doesn't need the vaccines today. Child abuse. Like we have to. If you're gonna be that crazy to say that someone can't, it's child abuse for someone to give their child a med for, and in this case, pardon me. I'm not even gonna separate it. But a parent making a choice for their child under 18, there's a lot of you out there, and if you're gonna make the statutes of limitations, look, you did it before they were 18. We're coming for you. And that's the scary part. If we don't look at this and allow, oh, that's so cute. If you don't look at this and you allow that this to happen in this one state, this could be a reality for all of us. And the one thing I always say, and I'll repeat it as a broken book, you know what? If our brothers and sisters are suffering somewhere, we are no further. We are suffering too. We're just blinded and blanketed, and we have rose-colored glasses on, because this is going to come back as a really incredibly nasty thing. Bobby Morales from Facebook said, parents have the right to protect their children. We have to look at both sides. Let's not judge.
That's Gina Paradise. Hi, Gina Paradise.
Parents have the, oh, yeah. Well, I don't know what was thought as judging. Well, maybe I don't know. We're not so I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, you're right. Let's not judge. Parents do have the right. And if it was something that I said, it's the same thing. If a parent is going to be arrested or put in jail or fined or whatnot because they made a choice for their trans child to get meds that they do need for their transition, the same thing should go for any other parents, who are doing really things that people think, oh, it's not a big deal. Do you know what I mean? And it's really sad. And this kind of like the story here is like this mom of this child who's 18. She was sharing that this child, for whatever reason, I don't know what it was stemming from, but the child had, suicide in their life as a young child. But, and I guess they were trying to say it was part of the process of this person transitioning for this specific person. I'm not saying every trans person does suicide, just this case here. And it's like now they're happy. They seem happy. They're adjusted. They're in another state. They're going to school. They're living as their authentic self. But these parents now are being harassed and terrorized because before he was 18, they did the therapies. And something that was so sad. Like I didn't have a drink yet, and I actually cried like a couple of times. The quote or the mom says, she said that she's so stressed out by all of this, because they're attacking her now. But why are they being punished? Because their child has found their happiness, she said. She said, if she did not help with the therapy to help her child transition into the person that he is now, she honestly would have had to bury her child. Yeah. Isn't that heartbreaking? This is a parent that was like, what, and any parent can attest to this. I'm going to do whatever it is to make my child happy. And we know this is a fact. And this parent here is like saw her child on the brink of death. And this saved his life. And I was so heartbroken when I heard that. It was like, let me give my child these meds, and whatever happens from there, he's alive rather than he's in the ground.
And listen, and when when parents have a transgender child, it's not the parents that ask the son, are you transgender? Because they don't know what transgender means. It's the kids that tell their parents, I'm a boy or I'm a girl. You know what I'm saying? It's not the parent forcing it down their kid's throat. It's the kid that's telling the parents, don't put a dress on me, I'm a boy, or don't put pants on me, I'm a girl, put me in a dress. You know what I'm saying?
No, I absolutely know what you're saying.
Experience, because I know a lot of people in the community, and I ask a lot of questions. So that's I know that for a fact.
Let me say something. So one is to say, what? You know me, right? Whoever knows me, I'm not gonna go into detail, but my mother, crazy. My mother never punished me. My mother never told me what I couldn't do and could do. Unless it was I'm saying like disrespecting her, but like my mother let me explore. My mother let me live. My mother let me discover. And she didn't shield me from bad TV. She didn't shield me from cussing. Not me cussing, but like being around people cussing. A book I could read, anything. She allowed me
to explore,
just to be me. And a lot of things, mostly everything you know about me, I made these choices.
They were not forced on you.
Right. I made all the choices for me. And you see how I turned out. I'm a drunk. No.
Guys.
No, but I never had I never had a taste of liquor until I was 21. So, yeah. No, it's the truth. I swear. Until I was like 21. But I'm saying my mother allowed me to discover and be who I was. And what I'm saying now is like, let people live. Let these kids live. Let them explore.
That's why I joined a group called I Do Not Co-Parent with My School or the Government.
Is that God?
So, yes,
that
Lord.
Jesus is talking.
The Lord said this St. Patrick's Day, we would not co-parent with no government or no school. I am the parent of my child, and that's the bottom line.
That's what they have, Parents Teachers Association or whatever you call it.
They suck too. That's why I do not co-parent with school or the government. There's no co-parenting here.
Because when I was growing up, I had a great experience with the Parents Teachers Association. Not that my mother was not involved in the school, but I remember, I was curious about them, and so I used to go in there and ask them, what you guys do for us?
They joined the government, and that's why a lot of parents are fighting them.
Well, maybe now, but back in the day, they had our backs.
Just like my kid went with those fruit snacks.
Yes.
He came back. I was like, well, you need the fruit snack. Oh, they said I can't have that. I said, you tell them whatever I put in the bag, you eat. The next day he ate it.
It's not coming out of their pocket because back in the day, The lunches were free. Now they charge, right?
Yes, if you make a certain amount.
And you know what? Education, people, keep your feet and your hands and your minds in education.
Yeah, that's it.
Keep it there, and you're doing a poor job at that. That we definitely know a poor job at that. Teach these kids something. Don't worry about what they're eating because their parents work hard to feed them what they're feeding them.
The New York City mayor, he's fighting to take out chocolate milk from school. I'm sorry, but this is so funny to me. Worry about more serious issues than freaking chocolate milk in school. I love chocolate milk when I was in school.
She still loves chocolate milk, darling.
When I was in high school, my high school had.
Uh-oh, breaking news.
Oh, I have breaking news. Breaking.
Oh!
Look at this. This is breaking news. Right there.
The gay bars have a cocktail. Hey!
No.
Finally! What's it called, Frankie?
No, it's named Deep Throat.
Hey! That's if you want it with some 151 in it.
Yes, bitch.
Ah, okay. Thank you, gay bars, for the Frankie drink. I gotta find out what's in that. But I gotta tell you this: when I first came to New York, you all met me at Cisco.
Yes.
And that Cisco stuff is disgusting. It's packaged pretty, but it is disgusting. That Cisco drink.
was a boy when he came from Pennsylvania. Now he's a man. He's Frankie all day. Look at him. He's he's bulging all over the place.
Thank you. I got my tetas.
Yes, he does. But I only look at him with auntie eyes.
Woo! I love it.
Auntie eyes.
I want to, while we're like celebrating here, I want to shout out to Chile. Chile, it was back in December that they got gay marriage approved over there. So now, Chile,
Yes, I
what's it,
remember.
like 13 years after we did, like something, but they got gay marriage approved, but they had their first same-sex couple married this past month.
I saw it.
So yes, Chile and all our Chilean viewers.
Yes, since I fought for marriage equality for many years, I told you the story before. People were telling me that I was wasting my time in 2009, 2008, 2010. But when marriage equality passed in New York City in 2011, months after I hosted the last march in New York City, from City Hall to Brooklyn over the Brooklyn Bridge, when other countries passed the marriage equality bill, I posted the picture of me with my fist in the air. When I was rooting the marriage equality marches in New York City, I was like this, yes. The picture was from Gerard Moore, and I have to give him credit for the picture. So that's the picture that I post all the time. When it passes in a different country, I'll go, congratulations, Colombia, and then I post that picture with my fist in the air. That's, contribution
Thank you for the
to the world.
contribution. And thank you for hitting my shoulder. I had my flu shot today.
Yeah, you flew back today.
Wait, no, it's so crazy.
So
is
early,
that-
so late. It's freaking spring.
Well, you know what? So my hospital I work for, they're like, we had to have it by January 1st,
Oh,
right?
Jesus.
But every week they kept moving the needle. 2 weeks later. Now, flu season is over. But all of us who didn't get it were forced to get it today because they locked us out of the time
No,
clock.
but you work in the medical field, so it's understandable.
They locked. Flu season is over. I don't work with any patients, and I wash my hands. You know what it is? It ain't me. It's you nasty hygiene people out there, and some of you are watching. You better start washing your hands better and looking at your hygiene routine because a lot of you out there are nasty. If you get a bath at nighttime and not in the morning, you're nasty. Get it in the morning, 5 minutes.
I know.
Get it in the morning.
Yes, bitch. So for you guys that are wondering why am I touching my hair a lot, I stretch my face out, right? I'm old. So, but these freaking bobby pins that are bothering me, they're killing me. So I've been throwing them on the floor.
Let me ask you something funny. Talking about hygiene and showering. So this is like something I was like, let me just talk about it because I'm trying to talk about something funny. So I have friends, and they have this debate about pee. This is a two-part question, but the first one is peeing in the shower. One friend says it's okay to pee in the shower.
Pee in the shower, okay.
The other friend is like, no, you don't pee in the shower. So what are your thoughts?
I pee in the freaking shower. I'm not gonna get out of the freaking bathtub, have another accident, have another freaking surgery from falling backwards in the bathtub. When I was gonna get up, in 2018 to go to the bathroom, to toilet to pee, and I said I will never do that. I'll pee in the tub.
Did you hear Little John said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. The only thing I won't do is number 2. That would.
Oh God, the God. Well, I tell you this, I don't pee in the shower unless it's not my shower. But no, I don't pee in the shower mostly because I never really have to pee in the shower. But the random times that I had to pee in the shower, now this is different, I think, for women and men, because we can aim. So if I have to pee in the shower, I just point it directly at the
guy?
the drain.
Not the guy.
You know, like when you go.
No, I think at the guy that's
him
moving in the
too.
shower.
But you know how when you go to the amusement park and you play the balloons and you have to shoot the water right into the clown's mouth?
I see it.
So that's what I do. I point right into the drain. Like it will, it will not be in my shower per se. So I don't do that. And then I was thinking, and it's something that I really like. I'm horrified I'm even talking about. Like, I'm like my skin is tingling, my hands are getting a panic attack right now. But like in the shower too, if you pass gas in this, do you pass gas in the shower or have you?
I never thought about that.
Well,
But I've seen bubbles come out. I've seen bubbles come out.
So
Where they
I
came
will
from?
tell you. I will tell you this. On the occasion that this may have happened, because I would never admit to it, to me in the shower, I will literally have to rewash.
Oh,
I will have to rewash. No, because I feel like Pigpen from Charlie Brown, all the fumes get back in your skin. So you gotta let it air out first, and then rewash your whole body.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yes, no.
That's so
Are you with
freaking-
me? No.
That's so funny. Why do you
She
think?
said she don't agree. Ah!
Leprechaun, tell me what
Wait,
you
wait.
think.
Oh,
Hey!
16
Oh my God!
Anyway, tune in next week. We are gonna have a very special guest that we'll promote this week. It's an incredible musical artist. He will be in the house,
The show is ending. Oh,
and
wait.
we love you.
What's the number?
Good night.
Oh.
One.
See you next week, guys.
Thank you, Facebook, Vimeo,
Yes.
YouTube,
Thank you for the drink,
Twitch.
It's been like deja vu. This ain't feeling right. Cause it's been like deja vu. Feeling like. It's been like deja vu. Know what to do. Should I let go of you? Deja vu. Don't wanna repeat of your love. I've had enough. Don't wanna repeat. You better prove to me tonight. Cause it's feeling like deja vu. Feeling like.